You Only Live Twice is a 1967 film. It's directed by Louis Gilbert, and it's the 5th James Bond movie, also the 5th time that Sean Connery is playing the man himself, James Bond. Now, the plot of this movie is, well, you see at the very beginning, James Bond gets killed. Oh, fuck.
We're too late. Well, at least he died on the job.
And you're sitting the whole time saying, I can't believe it, they really killed James Bond. Until you find out that no, he faked his death, and MI6 faked his death because they don't want people to know that he's still around and that he's about to go on this mission. The Spectre Group, if you guys remember the Spectre Group, they're still around, and in fact, number one, the top guy, you know, the guy who's petting his cat constantly, taking spacecrafts, not like alien spacecrafts, but they're American or Russian spacecrafts. He's taking them up and he's making these nations think that it's the other country who are doing this to them. Therefore, they're turning on each other and we might start World War III. So James Bond has to go to Japan, figure out what's going on.
Welcome to Japan, Mr. Bond.
Now, what I think of You Only Live Twice is I enjoyed this movie. I found it fun. I like the idea of the movie starting off with this big bang and almost just shocking you with the death of James Bond. And I like the fact that he faked his death. I think all of that makes sense. I like Sean Connery as James Bond. I think he's been consistent on the way he's played the character. And I like the constant moments through each film that he has with scenes with Penny. Because I feel like Penny would be a good long-term girlfriend for James Bond. Like when there's this other sort of corporation and you find out that they're all trained ninjas. I liked how this culture was integrated into the film and the plot, and I like seeing the sceneries and just the way it was shot. It looked really cool.
Tiger said, from now on, you must do everything in Japanese style.
Everything?
And while Bond's being helped by this organization, he meets Aki, who is this Japanese girl who has a real liking for James Bond, and I liked her. I liked the actress that played her. You can tell that she was just a nice person and she was affectionate, and she really did sort of fall in love with James Bond. But usually when a Bond girl falls in love with James Bond, it means one of two things. Either they're going to end up with James Bond at the end of the movie, but then we just don't see them in the sequel for some reason, or two,
Get down!
Now there's another Bond girl. She's a pretty redhead who's working for the bad guys. And initially it looks like Bond, because he's attracted to her, is going to convert her, like sleep with her and get her to go to the good side, which is usually how these movies go. And I kind of thought to myself, really, we're doing that again? But they surprised me. They flipped it up, and just when you think she's about to join him, she turns on him.
What's a nice girl like you doing in a place like this?
There were some good fight scenes and some good action scenes, especially the one scene where after Q gives Bond this mini jet-like gadget, and he's flying around and he's using the missiles and the rockets and flamethrowers and he's blowing up the other plane. And then the end of this movie, the big huge battle with the samurais and ninjas fighting Spectre. I'm like, this is just really cool action. And Donald Pleasance as the head of Spectre, you know, when you saw the silhouette and the shadow of the head of Spectre in the other movies, I could have sworn he had hair and he wasn't bald, but that's besides the point. And I like Donald Pleasance a lot as an actor. Obviously, I know him best from the Halloween movies, but seeing him as the villain, the main villain in a James Bond movie, was pretty cool. Even though when I saw him now, it's almost impossible to not think of Dr. Evil from Austin Powers.
Bond is dead.
Bond is alive. Kill Bond! Now!
My only complaint, I guess if I had to pick one, is that there's a whole sequence where this corporation tells James Bond, look, you have to be like us. You have to become Japanese. They change his look, they change his hair, they even change like his eyes, and they make him marry this Japanese girl and stuff. And he's going through this whole thing, and they're even training him to be a ninja. And you're like, alright, let's see where this goes. but it doesn't really go anywhere. In fact, I never once saw him use any of the Japanese ninja-like tactics. And as far as the disguise goes, when he's sleeping with Aki, one of the bad guys sneaks into the place and tries to kill him. It's like the disguise didn't even work. So You Only Live Twice? Good movie. Thanks for watching, guys, and let me know in the comments below what you think of You Only Live Twice. Like and subscribe. See ya!